Well, what a shower of shit that was. So they've turned up, and after a bit of hide and seek, shall we say, the police were going to break in. I've come down to open the gate to let them in. There was about 4 or 6 armed guys with them in helmets and shields and all the rest of it, like a SWAT team. I said to the copper, mate, there's no need for all that. It's a bit intimidating. So he told them to go away. So look, I'll undo the gate. So I've undone the gate. There was just about to cut through it with a grinder. Yeah, he's found the grinder. So I've let him in. He's only 2 of them coming. I said, mate, can I just put my shoes on? He said, yeah, no problem. So I went and got the shoes, and then a cop said, hey, Toby. And I said, yeah, what? And he said, no, not you. So the cop that arrested me, his name was Toby, ironically. He wanted to have a piss because he'd been outside for a couple of hours. So he had a piss, I had a piss. And then off we went. Got up to the custody, up to the, what's his name? He said, what's your name? I said, Toby. What's your surname? I said, I haven't got one. I haven't got a date of birth either. And then the guy that was next to me, not Toby, the other copper, he gave him over his phone and said, and gave all the details. So he's punched all them in. He said he wants to take the photographs and fingerprints. I said, no, I don't consent to that. Photographs only can be used to update your facial recognition system. And obviously you've already identified me as such because you come to my house. And so he said, no, the custody sergeant was all right. He said, no, I've got a picture here from 6 years ago, so I'm satisfied with that. He said, but I want fingerprints. I said, well, no, I don't consent to that. With that, the bloke on the copper on the radio radioed through and said, oh, he's refusing fingerprints. And then next thing, 2 great big meatnecks turned up with blooming putting rubber gloves on, standing behind me. And I said to custody sergeant, I said, that's a bit intimidating. What's going on there? He said, no, stand down. Because Trevor Meelan, when he was in there last week, they violently grabbed hold of him, leg restraints and everything, and forced him, trying to get pictures done, like literally violently attacked him. So I said to him, look, I'll do the fingerprints, but it's under duress, under the fear of threats and violence. And that was it. So anyway, that done, got put in a cell. Violent disorder is what the allegation is, because I was a part of a group that was a violent disorder, apparently. So yeah, got put in a cell, said it was for a prompt and effective investigation. That's why they arrested me on a Friday night. Because I said, well, why didn't you make an arrangement? This was last Sunday that this happened. You've had all week. Why didn't you contact me and ask me to come in for a voluntary interview? It's unnecessary, this arrest. He said, well, no, it doesn't work like that, for whatever. So anyway, put in the cells, got my head down, had a sleep. They kept on coming in half hour, just opening the hatch just to disturb you so you can't actually have a good night's sleep. And then it went on. I was in about 12 hours. And I said, look, what's going on? He said, oh, we're still waiting for someone from Harlow to come down. I said, well, surely if it was a prompt and effective investigation, they should have been ready. So I said, right, at that point, I'm thinking, is this a bit skullduggery in light of the new public order bullshit bill that they're putting people in prison for hurty words on Facebook? Is it like an agenda where they're going to try and keep me in all weekend and then put me before the magistrates on Monday and then fraggle me off up to prison, wherever? So I thought, right, I'm going to contact a solicitor that I know, a criminal solicitor. And I thought, right, I'll have a chat with him, free legal advice. I can have a chat with him because they're going to tell him a bit more than what they're going to tell me. So I asked to speak to him, and then it went on until 4 o'clock. And then the door opened, and they said, solicitors here. I said I didn't want one there because I'm not instructing anyone. I just wanted to speak to someone to get legal advice anyway. Went and sat down. I said, you're not instructed. I just wanted to speak. She said, no, it's all right. You're going to be bailed. They're just going to interview you and bail you. I said, right, okay. So I want to talk to you about when you breached the fence and went into the into the boundary, which you've seen in the video. I said, right, okay. They might want to talk to me about that, but I've got quite a few questions I want to ask them. She said, well, there's no point. She said, because the copper that's coming down to interview you, she's just got a list of questions to ask you. She don't know anything about the case, so it's just going to fall on deaf ears. So she said, look, my advice would be the same as Tony's, so just give a no comment interview, which I said, well, that's what I was going to do anyway. But it was just extracting the fact that there was going to be bail and they weren't up to anything underhandedly like they normally are. So went into interview. Before I went into interview, I explained to her, I said, look, it's not just that we need to talk about what happened before. I said, because last week the police evaded and abetted and assisted the unlawful illegal eviction of someone. I said, and I've watched it happen. we need to go back to the start, because that is where the crime is committed, because no lawbreaker can be a law enforcer. So how can Essex Police try and enforce any laws against me when they've broke the law themselves on the same property? So she said they don't want to know about that, they don't want to talk about that. I said they may not want to. I said, but I do, because that's where it started. Because if the police had stopped it last Thursday, then sorry, someone's trying to call through. If they had stopped it last Thursday, I said, then no one would have been there on Sunday. I said, yeah, they're not interested in all that. So anyway, went into interview. I told her I'm not going to answer any questions. And so I said, I'm not, she said, just said no comment. I said, I'm not saying no comment. I'm going to say Rice versus Connolly, because under law, I don't have to assist you in any investigation. So the first question was, Toby, she said, are you a free man of the land? Rod sort of chuckled, said Rice versus Connolly. Said, what is free man of the land? Rice versus Connolly. Said, are you the leader of the free man of the land movement? I said, Rice. And then she said, are you a sovereign? Do you believe you're a sovereign? And I was just sitting there thinking, really? Is this all what you're going on about? And then they started proceeding to, how did you organise the event on Sunday? How did you get there? Who brought you up there? How did you communicate? Was it via WhatsApp? When you went, is that you in the green skull cap? Is that you in the green jacket? When they showed the video of the body worn of when I went into the property, when I went through the gate. And I was thinking to myself, which I said, well, okay, yeah, I've got no issue, but what we need to do is establish the facts first of all. Where's the authority that the security are relying upon that grants them any power or authority to actually be there? Where's the authority to actually put the green fence up? We need to go back to the beginning of this, and the beginning is the fraud and the corruption of the unlawful illegal fucking repossession. So yeah, anyway, so I digress. So it was question, just Rice, and that was it. And then the funny thing was, when I went to go and get bailed, and I said the bail me till the 12th of December. Bail conditions are I'm not allowed to go to Harlow, and I've got to go back on the 12th of December. But she said it might be a case we get in contact with you before that to say there's no further action, which is a bit telling to me, because I don't think that they're going to want this in Crown Court, whether it be from me or anyone that was there, because it has to be proven that they had the legal, lawful authority to be there in the first place, which we know they don't and they didn't. So, and another thing on that note, got told this morning, apparently the security at Harlow, at the property, has doubled. They've got twice the amount of security. Started turning up there last night. The next door neighbours put a complaint into the police for whatever good that is. So they're all patrolling, thinking that they was going to go back there and go and take the property, try and take the property again. So it just shows you how much money's in this. I mean, how much is that security costing for the price of the house, just to steal the asset. So yeah, what else happened? So yeah, I'm at the custody desk, and he's given me my property back. They took a phone off of me, and they had a baseball cap. So the custody sergeant has handed back my property. He's opened the bag up, and there's a green skull baseball cap, which is what she asked me about in the interview. So it obviously wasn't about that. About the identification or seizing property that can positively identify you at that scene, like they did to me in 2021 when there was a bloody global manhunt for going into the hospital, when they come into my house and took me cap, took me blooming me hooded top and all the rest of it that I was wearing at the time. So yeah, that was it. So kicked me out the station about 6 o'clock. Had to get the train, numerous trains, and got back home last night. So yeah, that's about it. That's about the update. I know Nick J. I wouldn't be surprised if. My personal view of it is that operation last Sunday cost an awful lot amount of money. Whether it was privately paid for by Wilson and Rowe or the security firm, which we've seen that the police are for hire, and that none of them would identify themselves with a warrant card, or whether it was actual police that had to foot the bill because it got out of hand in their eyes. They've got to, it's a tick box. They need to have some nickings. They need to justify their existence and their attendance to the property. There's me walking around and Ted's dropped his frisbee somewhere. Yeah, they've had to justify their their attendance, and the only way they can do that is by nicking, getting a load of nickings on the sheet. So I wouldn't be surprised if anyone that was there, whether it be by any of the body worn video footage, they're going to get picked up. Well, bring it on is what I say. Get us all in Crown Court together, and let's blow the lid off this blooming corruption. So yeah, live to fight another day. It ain't over. This is going to continue going on, and we just got to hope that Gemma presses on with the claim against all nine defendants in relation to the criminality of them stealing the house and what's happened thereafter. But today was going to be a nice day. I saw the chemtrails out this morning, which you've probably already seen, and now I'm just going to be waffling. So I'm going to enjoy the rest of the day and go and find a Sunday dinner somewhere. Have a good day, guys.